Hello everybody, my name is Justin McMullen, and today I will be going over Batman: The Court of Owls. The creative team behind Batman: The Court of Owls is Scott Snyder, who wrote the script, Greg Palupo, who is the illustrator. The publisher is DC Comics, and the page length is 176. Batman: The Court of Owls follows the standard three arc story structure of that normally comics use. Act 1 ends on page 50 and Act 2 begins on page 53. Act 2 ends on page 73 with Act 3 beginning on page 76. This model does indeed fit the one that we were taught in class. Batman: The Court of Owls does actually have an excellent story flow. From beginning, middle to the end, you are pulled into the dark world of Batman. In the beginning, Batman is Batman, who you know and love. He's working a case with Robin against which takes place in Arkham. As the story goes along, you begin to learn more about a mysterious group known as the Court of Owls. Batman, in the beginning, is not so sure that the Court of Owls actually exists, but as the story goes along, you begin to understand how big of a deal that the Court of Owls actually plays in Batman's life, along with Gotham's very own history. This story is a very personal one for Bruce Wayne as well as Batman. The hidden ghosts of his past are coming back to haunt him. Batman, in the beginning of the comic, is who he always is, calm, cool, and collected. However, that all changes when he begins to learn of a group that calls themselves the Court of Owls. As he digs deeper into the case, there is an obsession that grows in Bruce to find out more about this group. His great-great-grandfather, Alan Wayne, death is brought back due to his dealings with the group. Bruce's parents are also brought up once more, as Bruce believes that his parents' death was not random and that there had to be something behind it that caused them to get killed. Dick Grayson, also known as Robin, and Alfred take notes of Bruce's obsession and can do nothing about it as he stubbornly ignores their pleas to calm down and take rest. Slowly but surely, we see Batman question the very city of Gotham itself as the group has managed to avoid him for years without Bruce having any real evidence that they were even real. The direction flow on each page is perfect. There was never a time that I was ever confused by who was talking. There were times where Bruce would start talking to himself throughout the story. However, I always knew that was when he was doing this due to the fact that they would use a certain type of text every time that he would. The art of the story was beautiful. There is a grim look to Gotham as a whole that made it feel like the world of Batman. From the well-lighted rooms full of high rollers to the dark slums of Gotham, every panel pulled you into the story and held your attention and never let go. Yeah, I think I would recommend this to my classmates. I think the story is strong enough to make even those who don't like superhero comics enjoy Batman. And a lot of times in our class discussion posts, I've read some people feel like some of the superhero comics we read were generic and they really didn't have a great storyline, and a lot of the characters seemed very similar to others. And I think that was one of my biggest complaints. And I think that those that feel that way would really enjoy Batman, and this is why. There is something different about the way Batman is told as a story. It's more than a man that's in a cape. It's personal. When you read the comic and Batman is in a scene, you don't just see Batman himself. You see Bruce Wayne. Bruce is dealing with a situation that he didn't even believe was real until it not only involved the very history of Gotham, but everything that he believed about his family. It involves his sidekicks, Robin, Dick Grayson, even Alfred. This is a man who was in a game where the very rules have just up and changed. The reason I would recommend this to my friends is pretty much for the same reasons. This isn't some crazy villain who wants to take over the world just to destroy everything. This isn't some story about a superhuman that can't be hurt. This is about a war where a man trying to fight in it is learning more about himself every moment along the way. Fun fact, this is actually my first Batman comic, believe it or not. I'm more of a manga fan. I really like mangas such as Dragon Ball, which is the reason why I started writing as a whole, Naruto, um, other seinen, which is a more adult manga. I've never really been into superhero. Well, let me rephrase that. I've never really been big into superhero comics. Like I do like them. Well, a few, Batman and Spider Man being my absolute favorites. And Batman, I think, is a lot more personal for me. All of his stories involve villains that test you from a mental standpoint, not always physically. And I think that's what made Batman stand out. So my fun fact is pretty much that this is actually a comic that I want to read all the way through. There's actually two other issues after this dealing with the Court of Owls, and I pretty much want to read the whole thing, and I think I will before this class is out. But thanks, guys. Once again, my name is Justin McMullen. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys have a great day.